8th of Av, Chavchet Av, marks the Hilul of famous rabbi. His name was Rabbi Yosef Mordechai Sibony, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, great rabbi of his time. I believe his father's name was Abraham, and his mother's name was Aziza, or Ahuva. I think maybe from the Ahuva family, or maybe that was her second name. I have to double check on that. He was born in English year 1932, and I think from Safra in Morocco, respectively. He will actually pass away, I believe, in the year 2006, in the summer of that specific year. We're talking about 19 years here from the time of recording. Let's explore a few of the highlights of the famous rabbi's life. Now, I think he would study Torah even at a very young age. He would learn in a Beit Sefer, a school called the Em Habanim. I think this was based in Safra. It's a place I think we've spoken about on various occasions before. I think we did record a few videos about several rabbis in this series, and I think several of them did actually learn inside this specific Beit Sefer. There's actually a whole teaching or chronicling within regards to that. I think it was actually, yes, that is something onto itself. Okay, so he would learn Torah under great auspices at the very, very early age in this place. And I think the rabbi of the city at that point in time was a rabbi named Rabbi David Ovadia, who was a great rabbi. Then I think it was around the year 1948, he would progress his studies. I think let's just say there was a need for there to be a strong generation of Torah, because obviously with what had occurred in Europe with the atrocities of the Second World War that had happened led to devastating effects over there. And I think he would actually go on to move to France, if I'm not mistaken. I think along with Rabbi Eliyahu Shnior, another famous rabbi, to learn in the famous Novhardok Yeshiva in Folban in France, respectively. I think that was being led at the time by another great rabbi, Rabbi Gershon Liebman, another great rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before. Now, Rabbi Mordechai Sibony would get married to his wife. Her name was, I think, Simcha, or Rabbanit Simcha Naomi. And they would go on to, move to an area called Chepor, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they would actually help within regards to forming a seminary for girls over there. And he would give over various different Torah classes while he was there. I think there was, in this place, there was many Avrechim, there was a yeshiva there. He was very much an integral part of that. Then I think afterwards he would go on to move to Lafan, if I'm not mistaken. And over there he would be a Rosh Yeshiva, various different students he would have at that point in time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, for as many as 8 years consecutively, he'll be working there. And then from there he would move on to Marseille, another part in France. I think in Marseille he would take on the role as a Rosh Yeshiva of Yeshivat Bet David over there. For a staggering 30 years it was chronicled over. There will be as many as that, and would be teaching Musar and various different Torah topics in of itself. And I think there was a Tenpal Ashkenaz, if I'm not mistaken, over there. And that would be about 17 years. I think come what the year 1996, he was Zochet to go and make Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael, finally. This would have been about 10 years before he passed away. 1996 was 1996 from the time recording is 29 years ago. And over there he would learn Kabbalah in the yeshiva called Shubi Nafshi in Jerusalem. Now, I think we've mentioned this yeshiva on various occasions before here on this series, so I would recommend everyone to do it. Maybe we will record another video within regards to that. I think it's actually based, this Shubi Nafshi yeshiva, or the synagogue itself, in the heart of Jerusalem, in the ultra-Orthodox areas of Jerusalem. I really hope at one stage we can maybe record over a video within regards to the history of the place. It's actually a nice article, I believe. I think it's actually, it was actually started by Rabbi Azriel Mansour, which we're going to speak about in a minute. It's a famous Yeshivat Mekubalim and much more. They had many great students, I believe, of Yesia. I think it's based actually in Baal Shem Tov Street in Jerusalem, a place we visited, I believe, on various occasions before here inside the series. So I recommend everyone to watch over those videos. Okay, so then obviously that was headed by Rabbi Azriel Mansour. Now, Rabbi Azriel Mansour was a very great rabbi in his day. Rabbi, I believe we actually recorded a video within regards to him. I think beforehand, I can't remember the exact date, but we did record a video at one stage here in this series. There's a lot written about him. Okay, let's continue. So he would he would be learning there on a very, very high level. Obviously, coming to Eretz Yisrael to learn Torah was actual pinnacle and really absolutely brilliant. Now, I believe he did pass away on the 28th of Menachem Av in the year 2006. He was buried in Har Menochot Cemetery in Jerusalem, Mount of Rest place over there. Now, let's explore a bit within regards to his famous book. He had a Torah colossal work called Yom HaMusar. This was divided up, I believe, into two chalakim, two portions, and it would come out after he passed away, I believe, in the year 2009. We're talking about 3 years ago after he passed away. Let's explore a few of the highlights from this famous book that he actually authored, including Melamed, Shniktasha, Machshavat Noach, Lacha Hamabul, Shakshib Leza'akat HaYikum. This actually very much comes from, I think, the first chalak, the first volume of this book, from the Yom Musar, and obviously that was, I think, featured in page number 24, if I'm not mistaken. Another nice teaching is Melamed Shechochmato Mechosa Ve'eno Nar'it La'ayin Pshuta Shepoteach Libo. This comes, I believe, from also the first chalak, the first volume of the book, I think for Parshat Lech Lecha, if I'm not mistaken, around the 38, 39 page territory. Another nice teaching is Melamed Shekola Bria Kula Beit Midrash Uma Gadol Nifla Beit Midrash Zeh. This once again is from the Yom HaMusar, from the first chalak over there, from Parshat Toldot. That was actually printed in the year 2009. Melamed Mitzvat Mishloach Manot Lemi Sheish Lo Kpida Alav Kedei Lefayeso. It's another teaching there from the first chalak, the first volume. I think this was in page number Tafresh Pei Gimel, if I'm not mistaken. This once again was printed in Jerusalem. A couple more teachings. Melamed Liklol Atzmo Bakashat Ten Pachtecha Imamot Barashaim. This very much comes from the first volume also, I believe, talking about the topic of Rosh Hashanah over here, and very interesting. And one last teaching from the famous book, Melamed Ech Yitbonen Lachosh Tsa'ar HaGalut Sheklal Yisrael Eino B'mkomo. This once again is from the first chalak Aleph, and talking about the topic of Bein HaMetzora in this time period of 3 weeks between Shiva Asar B'Tammuz and Tisha B'Av respectively. I think Amud Taf Lamed, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it is very, very much featured in. So I recommend everyone to learn more within regards to him. We've spoken about various different great Moroccan rabbis. I think it's one of the first times we've mentioned this famous Chacham also inside this series. If I'm not mistaken, there's I think in the Hebrew books.org they do chronicle his book also. So we could say maybe something short within regards to that about his book. I think it features 516 pages. This book does, obviously, was published in 2009, as we mentioned about before. The Sichot HaMusar it's described of, and it was printed in Jerusalem. I think in its time, we're talking about 17 years ago here from time, 16 years ago from this time of recording. And yes, it's a large book printed in Jerusalem, so I recommend everyone to look more into that. So he was a great rabbi of his time, Rabbi Yosef Mordechai Sibony, one of the great Moroccan rabbis who we did mention about on various occasions before, and it does testify to the brilliance within regards to the rabbi, different positions he had, I think, and how he really did make his imprint inside the world in his day of time. So I recommend everyone to light candles in his memory. Friends, we are at Intimacy here. We are learning about famous rabbis of yesteryear. If you decide to descend from any of the great rabbis we happen to be speaking about, please send me an email. I would love to hear more information from you. If you feel anyone is interested in watching any of these videos, please share these videos also to other people, because we're really, really growing strongly and fastly, which is absolutely a phenomenal achievement, and we want to grow from strength to strength. Another thing we are doing inside this series over here is we record videos of famous rabbis of yesteryear, famous rabbis of this year, let's just say, in of itself, a great Jewish personality we like to get every single day to give us over some wisdom for Am Yisrael, which I feel is very, very important, especially here in our generation. Also on this channel, we record videos on the Parshat Shavua, also respectively, which and we do on Rosh Chodesh and other various different other, let's just say, important Hebrew topics, important Jewish topics. We do a daily page every single day of the Talmud, of Daf Yomi. We're joining in ranks with all the other countries in the world that is very much going through that, and please join it. Don't forget to watch over every single episode if possible, and we're really going from strength to strength over here, and phenomenal achievements are being taken place. We also do tours all over Eretz Yisrael, which I also feel is very important for people to watch. Every Dal Damot, 4 steps walk in Israel, is a great mitzvah, and I can't recommend it enough over here. So wishing you well, take care, and thanks for watching. Thank you.